Okay, well, we got a special guest again. We had one yesterday. It was a debutant, and here he is. He's 199, and he's with Hazy. Hayes, come on, get some nuggets from him for us.
Thanks, Palmy. I reckon he's got a story to tell. We're only 2 days into this test match, and there's been a lot happening with Dean Elgar. But first of all, let me shake your hand, because I think what you did was absolutely superb. 199. I know you're disappointed. Thanks. It was a magnificent knock. Well done. Thanks. Let's talk briefly about the game situation. Gee, what a position you guys are in now.
Yeah, I think we're in quite a good position. I think our bowlers didn't really hit their straps coming in now, especially the new ball doesn't last very long in this wicket, as we've seen over the last 2 days. And I felt with a few chances that Kesh created, they might have been in a little bit more trouble, to be honest. But so be it. I think we asked for 3 wickets at the end of close of play, and we got our 3. I just think they got a little bit too many runs towards the end. And yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have to start very well. And
I'm sure we're going to be talking quite a bit about Kesh maybe this time tomorrow, because he's looking terrific. Right, let's get into your stuff, because what we saw from you throughout this test match, I think, is. I mean, everyone knows how gritty you are. We had a nice little insert at lunchtime today about you. But, I mean, things that perhaps are not noticed as much as this input. And I know you didn't have to say too much to Aiden. You know him very well. But what were you telling him before this innings? This is the start of the game.
We didn't really talk too much about this, to be honest, prior to it. We drove down here from Pretoria in my car, and, yeah, we didn't even talk cricket, to be honest with you. Aiden's extremely fortunate. He's very mature. And he takes things quite seriously, so he's quite switched on with regards to that. And I think basically my message that I maybe gave him was just to back his game. I mean, he's such a solid cricketer. He's got a lot of leadership qualities, and I mentioned his maturity, which is something that speaks volumes in a 22 or 23-year-old, and it's a massive asset for us.
I spoke to him yesterday, of course, after his magnificent performance. He said you were kind enough to take him out to dinner the night before, so well done. Next time we'll get a candle for you, bloke, as well. Right, let's just sit back and just talk us through this. I mean, terrific stuff, and you chose to use your feet to the spin very early.
Yeah, I think it's something if you let the bowlers bowl to you, especially on a wicket that looks a little bit subcontinent-like, they more times than none are going to have the upper hand, I think, and it's maybe a game plan that I try and implement throughout every different country or condition. And yeah, I just think it's maybe just taking the pressure to the bowlers and putting something on them instead of them just bowling, and keeping something repetitive, and sooner or later one's got your name on it, and that's you're going to watch the game. So yeah, I like to use my feet.
How draining was that knock?
Not too bad. I think yesterday was a lot worse. Yep. Just considering how everything went, it's a bit of a high emotion game. Yep. The way things went with Aiden's my partnership, and then how that ended, and then Hash and my partnership, and just watching how he makes things look easy out there. But yeah, it was a good day at the office for me. But yesterday was quite a draining day. Physically, it was. Quite hot, a lot hotter than today.
A bit of cramp creeping in towards the end of the day.
A little bit of cramp started settling in, which is obviously a batter's worst nightmare.
But I imagine this was mentally draining. Talk us through it.
I don't actually want to talk about this, to be honest with you. So if you can go to the next insert, I'll much prefer that. But I reckon if she was on the other foot, I would have maybe done exactly the same for Aiden. You find he was obviously just looking for that one run for me, and in the moment of the game, there's so much time. It's just maybe just one of those moments where you just the game gets a little bit ahead of yourself, and instead of just taking your time and actually thinking about the one run doesn't really make a difference in the end.
You knew early there was trouble.
No, I knew early, Hazy. And yeah, that's about it.
What did you say to him? What did you say to him when he came in after his when you saw him at tea?
To be honest, he came up to me.
Oh, right.
And gave me a hug, and he said it was like in a way saying that it was his fault, but it's definitely not his fault. It was a team effort stuff up, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm very disappointed for Aiden. I mean, he played beautifully in his first innings, and I would love to have seen him get 100 in, which is a very trying conditions, actually, irrespective of who you're playing against. It's still a test debut for him, and he really showed a lot of maturity, as I mentioned, and I've loved him to get 100 as well.
He said it didn't really matter, but we didn't believe him at the time. But this is you getting 100. We noticed there was not too much emotion there when you got your 100.
No, I actually didn't want to do much there, to be honest with you. I was still fuming after what had happened only a few balls ago, and yeah, it was actually quite a bittersweet moment for me, to be honest.
Okay, so there's the celebrations of the 100, and soon after that you walked off and went to tea. And again, Dean, you weren't particularly happy, but I mean, you had 100. You know, this is big news for you. Clearly, it means it says a lot about the team environment.
Yeah, for me, it's not about my personal gain. There was opportunity for a young guy to come in and score Test 100, and it didn't happen. I've been in that situation before, and I know what it's like to score a Test 100. And for me, it wasn't about me. In my sense, I'm a senior player, and I let a young guy down. And yeah, and so be it. I guess the rest is history, and we can go on and on about the situation. It's not a nice situation, to be honest with you. I don't wish it on my worst enemy, and yeah, I feel really sorry for Aiden.
But you added a lot more runs. This is just when you're getting up to war. Were you trying to get a 6 there, 195, trying to get a 6 to get 200?
I found myself a little bit unlucky with that one, to be honest.
What happened
and
there?
with that one as well. No, it was just a short ball that's slower ball which he bowls and just got stuck in the wicket. I don't know why he's smiling about it. It should have gone for 4. But no, it's just one of those moments. I think that just sums up like the last few days. It's been like quite a anticlimax, kind of slow-paced game, and I just think that was the cherry on the top with regards to my batting.
But you've been so involved, and of course you had the best seat in the house when you're watching this bloke play with some of his magic.
He's a machine. Pound for pound, I think he's the best batter in the world when he's in full flight. And irrespective of the conditions you're playing on, he's magnificent to watch. And I had that front row seat, as you mentioned, the best seat in the house. And watching Hashim bat like this reminds me of Hashim of old, where he was extremely hungry and extremely passionate to score runs. And I really hope this is massive, promising signs for us for the Test cricket, especially this Test summer coming up.
Okay, Dean, you didn't get the double century. I mean, how much would it have meant to you if you'd got that one more?
Thanks, Ozzy.
Oh, no, there was absolutely no doubt you were working hard towards it. I mean, and so you should have been.
Yeah, I think of late our batting unit has failed quite a bit.
Yep.
And I think it's important for guys to stand up, senior guys to stand up. So, yeah, it would have been great for me personally to get a double 100. I mean, it's what we play for, to be honest. And personally, it's a massive milestone. But scoring runs for your team and your country is another level, and I'll take my 199. If they say you could have a duck or 199, I guess I'll take the latter.
We know you played very well, of course, in England, but different conditions here. Such a big shift, though, from the conditions in England to here.
Yeah, England conditions were junk, to be honest with you. But yeah, but saying that, the wicket outside in Potchefstroom had its own challenges. It was quite slow, and I mentioned it earlier, it was pretty much like a subcontinent wicket where you really had to graft and you had to eat up time in the match. Yeah, and the first innings runs are valuable in a wicket like that, which is going to hopefully slow down and bring our fast bowlers and our spinners into the game. But yeah, it seems like there's another good 3 days of cricket awaiting.
Terrific stuff. Okay, Dean.
Thanks,
outstanding stuff. Well played. You've certainly done South Africa proud. I think there might be a question coming from the boys upstairs there in the studio. Pom, you got something?
Yeah, Hayes, one question. I don't know if he can hear us.
I can relay it.
I know you can relay it.
I'm good at sign language, so we're good.
Yeah. Did he pay for dinner?
Oh, did you pay for dinner? That's a very good question. When you took Aiden out for dinner the night before the Test.
I think we just went out for dinner, to be honest with you.
You can tell the truth.
Okay.
I don't think I paid him for his dinner. I don't think so. It was quite expensive. I don't think it was a combined dinner payment, though. But yeah, we tend to go out and dinner in groups, and we just share the bill.
And the last thing I said to Aiden last night, actually, I said, are you going to go to Dean and have a chat to him now? And how many beers are you going to negotiate that he owes you? So he said he was going to come and chat to you about that, and I guess that conversation was had.
Luckily the beers are free in the change room. But no, we've had multiple beers together, being at the Titans, and I'm sure I owe him pretty amount. Yeah, luckily his Test career is still early doors, and he'll have many more opportunities to score a Test run. I can guarantee you that.
I can see many more beers with him as well.
Just thanks
for your time. Well played. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.